Do these simple tricks to double your muscle growth in the first year or two of your lifting to accelerate your newbie gains. Let's dive in. Here we go. Before we dive in, an important notice is to make sure this video is for you, whether live or wherever you're watching this from, is I'm going to give you a proof promise plan. So I've helped guys pack on up to 5 kg of lean muscle in their first 90 days of training, which is the proof I have. Even if they're recluse in the gym, struggling to stay consistent, or even if they didn't have a gym membership, if they were working out from home, if they were doing calisthenics, like, it is a formula that you can use, especially if you are in your first year, 2, or even 3 years, because newbie gains are super powerful. My promise in this video is that I'm going to show you how to double your muscle growth by avoiding the 3 biggest newbie mistakes. Of course, by accelerating your newbie gains, you aren't doing anything special, you are avoiding the mistakes that everybody makes. And using the same training, nutrition, and mindset shifts that I not only give to my clients, but also use myself or have used myself, which I am still in my first 3 years of training, so this video still technically applies to me as well. So here's everything you're going to learn in today's video, which is going to be the plan. We'll break it into 3 different sections. It's going to be, number 1 is going to be on the training tactics. So what actually builds muscle and how you can implement these tactics into your own training. Number 2 is the training principles that fuel growth. And number 3 is going to be the mindset shifts that stop you from falling off track. Because it's all well and good doing the first 2, but if you don't stay consistent and you fall off, like most people, because you lost motivation, then you're never gonna actually be able to see the gains in the future. I think that's people's biggest problem, is that they are doing the right things, but they don't believe they are because they haven't been doing it for a long enough time. So they quit. They quit early, and it's the same with everything in life, really. It's the same with business, fitness, relationships. They don't see results early on, so they lose motivation. And of course, motivation comes from getting results. Like, you're most motivated when you see results coming from your actions. But we'll dive straight in. But before we do, if you're new here, clicked on the live, clicked on the YouTube, and you've seen my face for the very first time, who am I actually to speak on this topic and fitness in general? So my name is Ryan McIntyre. I am 21 and I'm an online coach, and I've been coaching men for about a year and a half, but I've been training myself for three years or so. And on the left was me. Obviously I've got photos on the screen. I was 63 kg about a year and not a year and a half ago, 3 years ago. And over here was 75 kg, which is my leanest since I started the gym in terms of like my photo shoot weight. And through there, I've been coaching men in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, teaching them fat loss principles that basically last forever. And of course, they're principles, they don't change like the seasons. They stick throughout every single generation. So once you learn these and once you know these, you can give these to anyone you know and be able to lose fat the same way or build muscle the same way. And that's why I'm out here giving out for free, because why not? I want to help as many people as I can. This video is for you if, and this is to make sure you're actually here for the right reasons, you've just started lifting and want to maximize your gains. You've been training, quote unquote, for a while, but nothing is actually changing. You're tired of second guessing your workouts and eating habits, and you want to grow muscle faster without wasting months figuring it out. So many people second guess or don't track what they're doing. Like, I speak to so many people and they're like, oh, I'm not making any progress because like I'm not seeing any visual progress. And it's like, how do you know if you're not tracking it? Like, if you don't actively have that in your head, like, your starting point, let me increase this number. If you don't get your starting point and you're just kind of freestyling, you can make progress and you don't even know it. You could be going backwards and you don't even know it. So what is the point of second guessing if you don't even know your starting point? That's the biggest frustration. I think so many people, if they just started tracking and kind of realized, oh, I do this made my progress go down a bit, or if I do this, it increases it, that would make it so much easier for people. You just try and test and it works. Like, you could easily do trial and error, although it takes longer, it would fix you so much easier. But yeah, you don't want to waste months. So into section 1 then, what is the time, just so we're not 5 minutes in. Perfect. Section 1, training. So this is what actually is going to work overall in the next 3 to 6 months or so. This is how you're going to see results in the next 3 months. Is that training is going to build the foundations, build the actual muscle mass, but then nutrition is going to reveal that, and obviously mindset is going to keep you going through the hard times. So number 1 is that you need to be training to stimulate, not destroy. What do I actually mean by that? Most guys chase soreness or volume, or spend hours in the gym, 2 to 3 hours in the gym, just doing random stuff. Focus on progressive overload, and if you are new to the gym, which you probably are, progressive overload is a term where you slowly increase reps or weights over a certain amount of time, week from week. So let's say you did 20 kg, 10 reps. Next week, you would want to do 25 kg for 10 reps, and then 30 kg for 10 reps. Of course, your reps are slowly going to go down, but by doing that, you are actively lifting more weights for the same reps over a certain amount of time, so you will get stronger, if that makes sense. Which, by stimulate as well, and not destroy, is that you have to be focusing on actually connecting and using the muscle instead of just going to fatigue, because that's how you're going to get injured. And of course, we don't have unlimited time in the gym, so the key lifts you're going to be focusing on is the squats, the presses, or any sort of bench press, incline press, any sort of press movements that's going to hit the chest, the triceps, the rows, so any sort of movement that's going to hit the back. So that could be barbell rows, it could be machine rows that's going to target the back, the biceps, pretty much all muscles, and deadlifts, which I'm not a big fan of, but I know a lot of people do like them to do them. It's a full body movement, but I just feel like if you wanted to get muscle mass in one certain area, I would only target certain muscle groups at once. So like deadlifts, you can only progress so much before one of your muscle groups gives out, and you need to train that up to be good for the rest of your physique as well, if that makes sense. And there's too many injury risks with deadlifts. I don't like them, but of course powerlifters are a different breed. Number 2 is, like I was saying in the last one, you need to nail your form early. If you have poor form, poor activation, you're gonna get slow gains. Of course, you can lift the weight as heavy as you want, as quick as you want, but if you're not using the full range of the muscle, you're not going to grow as quick as you could be. Or you could be lifting loads of weight, you could be really strong, but not strong in the muscle you're actually trying to be strong in. Let's say you're doing a bicep curl, and you're flaring your elbow all the way back, going like this. You're not training your bicep, you're just training your whole shoulder and arm. Like, you're training everything. Which, obviously, if you wanted to grow your bicep solely, you'd keep your elbow back, lift it up, squeeze the bicep at the top. Of course, I'm going back to my PT roots here, but it is pretty simple. Of course, there's tons of form videos as well. In terms of what I do and provide coaching, I have coaching videos to make sure you're actually doing it right, obviously. And then a key thing is you can film yourself, which I know it sounds cringe, but of course, using slow rate eccentrics, what I mean by that is the concentric is the positive part of the movement, so the actual lifting of the weight. The eccentric is lowering of the weight. So let's say I'm doing a bicep curl. The eccentric would be the weight going back to the stack. So going all the way back down, the lowering part of the movement. So 1 second up, then 2 seconds down, if that makes sense. So you'd curl, 1, 1, 2, then back up. That just allows any sort of injury to be reduced. Any sort of injury, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, any sort of injury risk to be reduced was what I was looking for. I don't know why it took me so long. Like I said, film yourself if needed. People do think it's kind of cringe to film in the gym, but literally setting up your tripod, nobody even cares. Of course, if you're like me, who kind of has a mic, has a tripod, and speaks to the mic, and does a little bit of talking in the gym to themselves, you do look a little bit crazy, but you're not going to be doing that. You're just going to be filming your set. Everybody does it. It's super useful. And no one actually watches you when you do it. Like, you think everyone is, but everyone's just carrying on yourself. Unless you're filming them, then maybe make sure you're filming just you, because you don't want to get someone else in the video. Number 3 is full body or upper lower splits work best early on because they're the easiest to stick to. Avoid bro splits, which is just training one muscle group each day. You're not going to make any progress on that because you're going to wake up, you're going to have super sore arms or super sore legs or anything like that. You're just going to feel terrible, and you also have to be in the gym like 60 times in a week to do a bro split. It just doesn't work. Hit each muscle group twice per week. It's going to be the best for you, and keep workouts simple, consistent, and effective. The best workout is the one that you can stick to because it's the easiest to follow and easiest to progress on as well. As long as an exercise is easy to add on weight over a certain amount of time, it feels good on the joints, and it can also get a good stretch on the muscle as well. Those three things that's all you need. As long as you can use a full range of motion of the muscle, you can progress over time and it feels good on your joints. Bang, do that. And if you enjoy it, that's a bonus as well. Of course, certain exercises are better that even you don't enjoy because of the pain it causes, but it grows muscle, but you might not enjoy it. Section 2, moving on now, is we have nutrition, which muscle is not built without it. That is key. If you do not have nutrition, you're just freestyling. Number 1 is you are probably not eating enough. Track your calories, don't guess, slight surplus, fuel for growth. Simple as that. For muscle growth, it's super important. Of course, when you're a newbie, you can build muscle at maintenance in a slight deficit or calorie surplus. But if you're not tracking or just eating when you feel like it, or just if you're constantly working, you don't have your meals planned, and you end up eating like 1,000 calories a day, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get stronger on that low amount of calories. It's as simple as that. You need to be eating for growth. Of course, if you're a higher body fat percentage, I would obviously recommend a slight surplus. But since you're a newbie, it's still easy enough to build muscle. So, pretty simple. I know people say hate tracking their calories, but do you not hate not making progress? You have to track your calories to make progress. It's just simple, or at least have an idea of like nutritional information in foods, like which food's got protein in it, what food's got carbs in it, what food's got fats in it. Just have a mental understanding. You don't have to obviously track for a week because you eat the same 4 to 5 meals anyway. So once you do that, it's pretty simple. Number 2, you hear this all the time, but protein, a gram per pound of body weight. So I'm 180 pounds, 180 grams of protein. That is the safe spot. I think it's actually 0.8 of a pound. You could probably be a little bit under that and still be perfect, and still be sound. But as long as you're near that number most days, of course some days you might have a takeaway and end up having a lot more fat or carbs than protein. But these are going to be the building blocks. So you're wanting your sources to come from chicken thighs, high-fat beef mince, eggs, full-fat eggs as well. We're not, full eggs, whole eggs. We're not doing egg whites. Protein shakes. This can be like smoothies and stuff, berries, bananas, peanut butter, all of that in there. And some full-fat Greek yogurt as well. Especially if you're wanting to bulk up, you're wanting all those healthy fats in there as well, because that's where all the nutrients are found in foods. Like you're wanting the healthy fats from the eggs, the beef. Chicken breast doesn't have too much nutrients compared to the other ones, but is obviously high in protein per. It's got a good protein to calorie ratio. Is the good explanation there. Meal timings does help for number 3. It's not super important, but if you are somebody who has a quote unquote high metabolism or cannot eat a lot of food, you need to be spreading out your meals throughout the day. For 3 to 4 protein-rich meals a day. Of course, eating around your workouts as well is going to be super helpful. So pre-workout meal, post-workout meal, and then at that point you can just space out whenever your meals are. I always eat. I think I eat about half my calories by 10 a.m. because I eat before my workout, I eat after, and for me that just works. I could go on fast for the rest of the day. I could just have coffee, sugar-free, fizzy drinks. For me that works, but it depends on when you work out, because if you work out like 10 p.m, having a big protein-rich meal before you go to bed might not be the greatest idea. The post-workout meal is you're going to want carbs and protein, simple as that combo. So like a skier bowl with some berries is really good, or some honey, or a bowl of oats with some protein powder is really good as well. Even just, the classic chicken and rice, perfect. Obviously low fat, before the workout so it doesn't sit in your stomach as well. About 15 minutes in, we're crushing it. So section 3, we got the mindset now, the biggest one. Number 1 is you need to stop expecting instant results. If everybody got instant results from training in the gym, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be smashing the gym. Nobody would struggle. I would be out of a job. I wouldn't have to give you this information because everybody would be having a six-pack and living on the beach in Bali and living life. But that's obviously not the case because there's no instant results. You got to put in the work, and you got to put in the work even if you don't see the progress. Muscle takes time, but progress adds up fast when you are consistent. Classic, the compound effect is doing small stuff over a certain amount of time. It's going to almost snowball, and all of a sudden you're going to wake up and you're going to realize how much progress you've actually made. Sometimes you might not see it for months, years, but you are making progress, trust me. Because be patient with the process and obsess over the habits. Number 2, sleep and recovery over fancy supplements. If I see another person buying like melatonin or what's the other like drug that helps you sleep, it hurts my head. But you need 7 to 9 hours per night. Testosterone, growth hormone, recovery, that all basically happens in your sleep. If you don't have good sleep, then you're basically cooked. I would 100% tell you right now, invest in a eye mask or a sleep mask, especially in the summer when if you are going to bed at 8-9 p.m. like me, still light outside, you need a sleep mask to just eliminate light as a factor. That is going to be the biggest change in your sleep quality because you're not going to wake up with the slightest bit of sun in your eyes because you have that mask blocking out the sun. Also helping with that is just putting tape over your mouth so you breathe through your nose. That is going to help you get into a deeper sleep as well. So that 7 to 8 hours actually feels really restful and you wake up feeling like you're ready for the day. But stress is going to kill your gains, so if you don't manage it, it's going to manage you. Pretty simple. And this stool is starting to hurt my back, so let me just click my back a little bit. There we go. Number 3 is you're not too skinny, you're just undertrained. I mean, every person says they're too skinny. Every guy I've coached felt small and insecure at first. Focus on showing up, tracking progress, and staying out of your head. There's always going to be a bigger guy on social media. There's always going to be someone leaner than me. Like, you can literally see it in the shirt. Like, I'm pretty high body fat at the moment. There's always going to be someone bigger than me. There's always going to be someone smaller than me. Like, it's just factual. I could open up social media right now, see the most shredded guy to death, top 0.1% physique. But if I walked around my local shopping center, I would probably never see that man in my life. But social media is here making you feel terrible. Of course, there's nothing you can really do except get inspiration instead of comparison. That's the best thing. You can obviously look what they're doing, maybe not do the same steroids they're doing, but you can have an idea of what gets progress and what you can implement into your routine that can maybe help you stick to your routine. So that is pretty much the entire message video covered. So I've got one final message and one kind of send off before I dip out of here with 10 minutes to go. I think my mic's low charge, so we gotta hurry this up. Newbie gains are the most powerful window you will ever have, so please do not waste it. Stick to these fundamentals, stay consistent, and the results will come faster than you think. Once you go through that newbie gain period, if you ever take a break off the gym or stop the gym for a bit, muscle memory will save your life. You will literally be training for about a month or two. If you took the gym off for like 6-7 months, it could probably take you about a month or two to get back to where you were. Just because of muscle memory, just because of where you're being, and obviously the stuff you learn from your newbie gains. So do not waste them while you still have the chance, especially if you're in your early 20s like me, haven't started the gym yet, but want to. That is going to be the biggest thing. It will change your life. So final message then is that after watching this live or the YouTube video, wherever you're watching this from or listening, you have 3 choices. Number 1 is you can do nothing. You can click off this video, click off the live, click off the podcast, wherever you're watching this. You can guess your way through and risk wasting another year in the gym and basically make no progress. Or number 2 is you can try it alone or watch another video somewhere on my page. Of course, I love that. I mean, gets the views up, helps the algorithm, but you could piece together the tips in the YouTube and hope eventually everything clicks, which I wish you all the best if you're picking option number 2. Or number 3, the best option, no bias at all, is you can work with me. You can follow a proven system with direct coaching and accountability and support that actually make your results inevitable. So if you're ready to actually make the change, there is the link down below in the YouTube description, or if you're on Instagram Live, there is the link in the bio, or in the podcast, you can just send me a message and get the link through there. Other than that, I'll leave you with those 3 choices, and my final thing to say is that your future self will thank you for taking action today. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the video above my head because YouTube recommends that video. So YouTube algorithm's pretty smart. They understand what you like. So if you like this video, you'll like the one above my head. But other than that, I might see you there, or I might speak to you with the link in the description. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.